Hi, this is Shirley Caruso, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a multiple choice quiz with a simple level of feedback. So the first thing I'm going to do is just give this a title, quiz. I'm going to make a couple of more slides, and the first slide is going to be my question 1. What is the capital of Illinois? Let's say that your training was all about states and their capitals. So one thing we want to do is we want to always tell the learner what they're supposed to do on each slide. So in this slide, we're going to direct them to click on the box next to the answer that they feel is correct. So let's insert some text to give them some direction. Click on the box next to the answer you think is correct. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of formatting here. I don't want this to appear so large. Okay, and we're going to give this some formatting there. Okay, so now I'm going to draw my shapes. And I'm going to have a possible of 4 answers. So I'm going to need 4 of these. Let's see what style I want to make them first. I think I'll just go with the theme and I'll make them all black. Copy them by Control-C and then paste 3 more, Control-V, 3 times. I can view the grid lines so that it will help me line up my boxes. Okay, so another thing that I want to happen is I want, when they click on the box, if the answer is correct, I want it to turn green, and if the answer is incorrect, I want the box to turn red. So I'm actually going to need to create 4 more boxes. 3 of them red because 3 answers are wrong, and 1 of them is green because there is only 1 correct answer. So let me go to Insert Shapes. Going to draw another box that is slightly smaller than the original box. And I need 1 of these to be green and 3 to be red. So I'll just make the first one green. Copy, paste 3 additional times. Now obviously they are not all correct answers, so I'm going to change the color on 3 of these. Make these red. I'm going to make this a little bit brighter green here. Okay. And actually what I'm doing is I'm going to put these shapes underneath. And to do that, I have to tell PowerPoint that I want to send this one to the back. So the shape is under there, we just cannot see it. But you will be able to see it when the user clicks on one of these responses. Okay, so the first thing we want to do then is to give some action to the shape. So when the user clicks on this, I want the black box to disappear so that the underneath box is exposed. And in order to see which boxes I'm dealing with, I'm going to choose to view the selection pane. This will tell me the number of all my various shapes. So let's select the first one, and we can see that's rectangle 4. So we're going to give it an action to disappear. So we have to go to Animation, Add Animation. We want it to disappear. And now we have to say we want it to disappear when the user clicks rectangle 4. So we say trigger on click of rectangle 4. Now let's see if that worked. I'm going to Shift F5, click on this box, and when I click on it, the black one disappears and the green is exposed, indicating that that is the correct answer. So that's working. Now we have to give that same action to the rest of these rectangles. We can see here that this is rectangle 5. Add animation, disappear, trigger on click of rectangle 5, add animation, disappear, and this is rectangle 6. This one is rectangle 7, animation, disappear, trigger on click of rectangle 7. Okay, let's see if that is working. Shift F5. That turns green, that turns red, that turns red, and that turns red. Now, I need to work to line these up a little bit better, so let me go back and kind of expose these. I want to bring that to the corner there. Okay, that one is good. Okay, that should line them up a little bit better. Okay, now I want to build in some responses. So obviously I have 3 incorrect and 1 correct response. And the first one, since underneath it's a green box, I'm going to make that the correct answer. So I am going to insert some text here. And my first response is going to be correct. So the capital of Illinois is Springfield. Make this text a little bit larger here. Okay, I need 3 more boxes, so I'm just going to copy this. Control V 3 times. I'm going to bring down the boxes so that they're in line. And then I'm just going to change the responses because obviously they're not all Springfield, so I'm going to pick some other cities. Chicago, let's see, Dallas. And I need one more city. Phoenix. Okay, so now we have 3 incorrect responses and 1 correct response. Now, when they answer incorrectly, I want to give them some sort of feedback. So I'm going to create even some more boxes, and let's just copy this. Okay, these are going to be some feedback for the user. And instead of just saying that's correct or that's not correct, I'm going to give them one level of feedback. In other words, I'm going to tell them why it isn't correct or why it is correct. I needed one more box over here. So if they get it correct, I want the feedback to say, that's correct. Click here to go to the next question. Okay, I'm going to reduce the font so all of this feedback fits in the box. And on this hyperlink, where it says click here, I'm going to hyperlink this to the next slide. I have not yet created a next question, but this is where the learner would go to. Insert hyperlink, place in this document, and I'm going to create my next question on slide 3. So that is where I am going to direct this hyperlink, and just let me put this, label this as question 2. That's my placeholder. So far, let's see if that link works. Shift F5, the user clicks here and goes to question 2. So that is working. Now I don't want this feedback to be exposed until the learner clicks on the box. So I'm going to add an animation effect to the feedback box. Animation, appear, and I want it to appear on the click of rectangle 4. Trigger on click of rectangle 4. And I want to show my animation pane. I don't believe I showed you how to see the animation pane. You just click here so that you can see the animation pane. So now I'm seeing the animation pane, and I'm also seeing the selection pane, so I can see which rectangles I'm dealing with. Okay, so let's see if that works. Shift F5. When the learner clicks on this response, what I want is that the square turns green and then the feedback appears. And I'm seeing that the square did turn green, but the feedback didn't appear, so I'm going to show you how to correct that. We've confused PowerPoint just a bit because we've given 2 actions on the click of that rectangle 4. And it wants to know, should one of these actions be first, last, or should they appear together? And we would like both the rectangle to turn green and the feedback to appear. So now on rectangle 19, the effect that we've given it, we're going to have to say that we want to start with the previous action. The previous action being that the rectangle or the square turns green. So we're going to click Start with Previous. Let's see if that fixed our problem. So when the user clicks here, we want the square to turn green, indicating that it's the correct answer, and we also want some feedback. Okay, so if they click and it's correct, they get some feedback and they get the opportunity to go to the next question. Perfect, that's working. Okay, but if they get it incorrect, we want some feedback to appear. So we're going to have to change this because Chicago is not the capital of Illinois. So we would say Chicago is a city in Illinois, but it is not the capital. Try again. Okay, so we're allowing the user to try again. We're going to bring this font down so that everything appears in the box. The feedback can be seen. Okay, and we want the same thing. We want this box to appear on the click of rectangle 5, but we also want it to appear at the same time that the red rectangle is exposed. So we're going to add our animation. We want it to appear on click of rectangle 5. And we want it to start with previous. Let's see if that is working the way we would like. Perfect. And we do the same for the remaining two. We add some feedback. Dallas is a city in Texas. Try again. So we're going to add our animation. We want this to appear on the click of rectangle 6. And we want to start this with the previous, our last one. Okay, add animation. Up here, we want it to appear on click of rectangle 7. And we want the two to start together. So let's see if all this is working. If they say Phoenix, they get some feedback. They're to try again. If they say Dallas, they get feedback, try again. Chicago, feedback, try again. Springfield is correct, so they get an opportunity to go to the next question. Everything here is working properly, and you would continue on to building your questions and building those animations in the same way you did for question number 1. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. See you soon.